Am I the asshole for refusing to do anything when my niece beat up my daughter?
Also, welcome back, Chloe.
I, 45 male, have a daughter, 14, Cindy. I also have a niece, Alexa, who's the same age. They go to the same school but have separate friend groups and aren't close. I also have a 20-year-old nephew, Jimmy, who has special needs. Alexa is protective of her older brother. Cindy's not the nicest person, and I try to do things that fix her behavior, but I can't. Recently, Jimmy had a birthday party and he got a Steam Deck. He isn't very social, so after cake and ice cream, he went by himself to play on it. He went to the bathroom and when he got back, the game was gone. Everyone helped look for it, but Jimmy was so stressed, so my sister ended the party. Later that night, my niece comes to my house. She runs to my daughter's room as she was laying on her bed and pulled the game from a drawer under her bed. Alexa then asked why the hell she stole her brother's game. Cindy said it's not like he even understands how to use it. Alexa instantly punched her in the face and then dragged her by her hair off the bed and continued to punch her in the face. Me and my wife managed to separate them. Alexa just walked out of the house. Cindy was on the floor crying, asking what we were going to do. Then I got a call from my sister cursing me out, telling me
nothing.
That Cindy is no longer welcome at her home and that I better be lucky she isn't pressing charges. My wife thinks I should tell my sister to punish Alexa. I told her I'm not going to enable our daughter's behavior and that I'm taking her phone until she apologizes to my sister. And Jimmy and my wife said I should be protecting my daughter. I told her I am and that she just got a taste of the real world if she continues her behavior.
Oh, 100%. This girl got what she fucking
How much did you pay for your Steam Deck?
I don't have a Steam Deck. I have a ROG Ally, which is slightly more expensive than a Steam Deck. Steam Decks go for somewhere between $650 Australian and $1,000, depending on which version you get.
You hit that $1,000 mark, you're into, that's felony larceny.
Yes. She got what she fucking deserved. Like, if you're going to steal from family, especially something that's a birthday present on their birthday, especially something that is such a big thing for them, you deserve to get your ass kicked. And your family are the ones that should be doing it.
And what do you mean he doesn't know how to use it? You were literally there while he was fucking using it.
No, from the way it seems, he was about to use it, went to the bathroom, and she stole it while he was in the bathroom. So by the sounds of things, he didn't get a chance to. But also, props to this dad. Like, it takes a lot of balls to be able to not only stand up. This is a Neville Longbottom situation. It takes a lot of guts to stand up to your enemies, so much more to stand up to your friends, even more so to stand up to your kids when they're the one that just got their ass kicked.
Takes a lot of courage to stand up to your teenage daughter, even more to stand up to your wife.
Yeah, it's something I like to tell kids a lot. Especially year 6 kids. There's a point where a lot of kids get to where they're in year 6. In Australia, year 6 is the last year that we're in primary school or elementary school for those of you in the freedom states. I don't know if it's the same over there, but when people get to be the oldest kids in their school, their head gets fucking huge.
Yeah.
And I've had to have a conversation with real 12-year-olds because they're little assholes.
So boy, you ain't a big fish in a small pond anymore.
No. Specifically in year 6. Because it is hey, if you take this mentality in next year, someone's going to kick your ass because you are currently a big fish in the little pond. But next year, you go back to being a guppy. They will just...
With great whites.
Yeah, they will just... You're barely even worth the notice, but if you make yourself worth the notice, it ain't going to go well for you.
Well, we do have like some comments post judgment. The judgment was that this dad was the asshole, but not for the reason he asked. So it was, am I the asshole for refusing to do anything when my niece beat up my daughter? People are like, no, you're not the asshole for that. You are the asshole for the fact that your daughter is this way in general, because the fact that your wife is pushing to do this and you're saying like you can't change her behavior, you're not fucking trying then. You need to be a significantly more present parent to shut this shit down. It never would have gotten this far if he had, is the general vibes of the comment section.
I feel like if he had done what was necessary to stop his daughter from getting this way, going from the way his wife's talking, he would be divorced by now. But also he'd probably have a much more well-adjusted daughter.
I explained what had happened. My sister didn't apologize for Alexa's actions immediately. Instead, she focused on Cindy. I'll handle Alexa's violence, my sister said, but you need to be honest with yourself. Jimmy's game is his entire world, and Cindy knew that, and she's been cruel to him before. The real reason you froze is that you knew Cindy deserved a consequence for that kind of behavior, and you haven't been able to deliver one that sticks. So everyone's right. I had known for years that Cindy was a bully, prone to stealing and emotional cruelty, and despite my trying to fix her behaviour, I had ultimately failed to enforce real boundaries or consequences. Today, my sister concluded, someone else did your job for you. I realise I was the asshole, not primarily for the few seconds I hesitated during the fight, but my systematic failure as a father. I've allowed Cindy's moral compass to spin out of control until someone else had to violently correct it. Welp, shit.
Either way, let this kid get her fucking shit rocked. It does remind me of back when I was working in the primary school 2.5 years ago, where there was a specific kid who I was told to, if he's about to get into a fight, I have a bad habit of jumping in before fights start, and I was told explicitly, jump in after the first hit gets thrown, because it's the only way they're going to fucking learn. Yes, they are correct. Against my better judgment, it almost happened. Mind you, this kid was the one that threw the first punch, and then got his shit rocked. He reminded me of the little kid from Stuart Little, except, physically looked like that kid, except Stuart Little's size. You have dumb fucked up by letting your kid get this way, and let's be real, it's not just you. Your wife is also dumb fucked up by letting your kid get this way. You just gotta be on it now. You've got a much harder road to go down now because she is already this way and now you're trying to course adjust. And that's a fucking strong stream you're going to be pushing against. But it doesn't mean that that can't be fixed.
Yeah. And we don't actually know what this guy tried to do. What these attempts did look like. If the wife attempted to sabotage it, and if so, what that sabotage looked like. But there are very real instances out there where the parents do everything they can possibly think of. They're not trying to hide shit behind closed doors. They're actively trying to get support from community and other places in an attempt to kind of sort behavior like this out. And ultimately, it just doesn't work because teenagers are teenagers.
And sometimes people are just assholes.
And this kind of reaction is the only thing that works. I mean, in this instance, the fact that the dad just did kind of take his judgment for exactly what it was tells me that he agrees that there was more that he could have done that he didn't, especially, again, in this day and age, there are only so many things that parents can do.
Yes. I just want to find out what you're an asshole is in Latin. Because I know it's not e pluribus anus. It is systematically becoming a harder thing to try and discipline kids.
I just hate that word.
I know.
But it's just that
when some kids care. It is getting harder to do whatever you want to call it. It is getting harder to try and do the course correction. Because the slightest, if you're off by 2 degrees, that's going to be a fucking huge gap by the time they're 15. This has been a sad way to end it.
Given that we are in high schools quite a lot, I still do see things that tell me the kids are going to be all right. And that in a lot of ways, they are so much better than us.
Oh yeah, it is very much kids will be all right. Specific kids won't.
Until they get their shit rocked. And in some cases, it's got to happen. It's the only thing that works.
In some cases, it still doesn't work.